It all started with my grandpa, who built a robotics empire after falling for my grandma. My dad met my mom on a cruise. They had my siblings, both happily in love. And then there's me, the only single one, until they decided ChatGPT could replace a real boyfriend. Hi, I'm Alina, and I like to believe there's a perfect match for me. Probably because everyone in my family found theirs. My best friend Melissa, on the other hand, thinks I'll die alone in a garage full of cats.
You can't keep blaming your family for setting the bar too high. The problem is you.
Being picky is not a bad thing, okay? It's like finding the perfect shoe. Too tight, you'll get a blister. Too loose, you'll trip and break your neck. You get what I'm saying?
I get that you're a total psycho. You've turned down 4 guys this week and it's only Tuesday.
She wasn't entirely wrong, but it wasn't my fault all the guys at school were marshmallows. I wanted someone who'd fight for me, who'd cross rivers of lava just to get me McDonald's at 11 p.m. Meanwhile, Melissa would date literally anyone who asked.
You never know until you try.
So, yeah, I stayed single all through high school. And that final summer, while Melissa was off on endless dates, I was stuck in my room, dramatically sulking over my painfully single life. Then one night, Grandma walked into my room.
Come with me to the lab, love. I have something to show you.
The lab was a hidden underground room where my grandparents spent hours experimenting with tech. I loved visiting as a kid, until the day I tripped over some wires and crashed their entire system. That was the end of my lab visits. Until now. Everything looked the same. The massive metal door, the dim room packed with computers and blinking lights. And there, near a towering glass tank filled with swirling mist, stood Grandpa. What's going on?
We noticed you've been feeling down, so we made you something special.
With that, Grandpa scanned his eye into a console connected to the tank, and it hissed open. Inside stood a boy about my age, inhumanly beautiful, and it looked like he was sleeping. Oh my God, who is that? Wait, did you guys kidnap someone?
See, darling, I told you it looks real. Fantastic craftsmanship.
It? You mean that's not a real boy?
Alina, meet Zenith 0.1, or as we call him, Alan. Alan, introduce yourself to Alina.
Are you setting me up with freaking ChatGPT?
Greetings, Alina. I have been programmed for one primary function, to analyze and comprehend your heart, to serve as your greatest supporter, your trusted confidant, and to perceive every aspect of you, including your flaws, as beautiful.
Flaws? What flaws?
One super important thing, Alina. No one should ever find out that Alan is a robot. The tech used to build Alan is illegal. If anyone, especially Herman Robotics, finds out about him, we're in serious trouble. That company would stop at nothing to get their hands on him.
Wow, he's just so pretty.
Alina, did you listen to anything I said?
Yes, I heard you, Grandma. I won't tell anyone, jeez. Now, when do I get him all to myself? My grandparents told me that they had a few last-minute fixes to do, and the next morning, I found Alan standing next to my bed, smiling at me.
Good morning, Alina. My scans indicate you have entered the rapid eye movement stage of sleep exactly 32 minutes and 18 seconds ago.
You were watching me sleep? Don't do that. It's creepy.
Noted. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
I'd love it if you talked like a normal guy.
Noted. Yo, babe, sup? Did you sleep good or whatever? By the way, you looking fire today. Wanna grab a ride?
Okay, no, stop. That's worse. Let's stick to whatever you were doing before. For the rest of the day, I had Alan all to myself. And it was kinda awesome. When I couldn't decide on breakfast, he whipped up the most beautiful smoothie bowl. When I struggled to pick a movie, he suggested a list of highly rated films. And when I got bored of staying home, he suggested we go out for a picnic. Everything was perfect. Until we got there and realized we hadn't brought any food. And then suddenly, Alan started unbuttoning his shirt. Alan, what are you doing? But when I opened my eyes again, I saw his chest opening up like a compartment to reveal a fridge where he stored all the food. How cool was that? The last week of summer flew by as Alan helped me finish my bucket list, visiting the amusement park, trying desserts, and watching sunsets together. I was so used to Alan by now that it felt weird to go to school without him by my side.
There you are. Was beginning to wonder if someone abducted you, since you've barely answered my calls all summer.
You mean the 5 missed calls you've left me in 60 days?
Okay, fine. I was busy with Broderick. But we broke up. He has a very big head and very small feet. I should have walked away immediately, but... He got me that new harmonica bottle. The one with the harmonica cap?
Wait, you dated him because of a water bottle?
Not just a water bottle, Alina. A bottle and a built-in musical instrument. Hydration and entertainment. I was weak.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Now I'm single and hydrated and ready for your drama. Now you tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how boring was your summer?
Actually, I met someone.
You what? Who? Where? Is he cute? More importantly, why was I not informed?
His name's Alan, and he's, the son of the head of marketing at our company?
Are you asking or telling? Never mind. I want to know everything.
I showed Melissa some photos, and I just couldn't stop talking about him. And I thought Melissa was impressed. But during lunch, she came rushing to me with excitement.
Okay, Alan's great, but he's not officially your boyfriend, right?
No, but
perfect, because there's this new guy, Mario. He's recently moved to town, and he's in my bio class. And guess what the first thing he asked me was?
If you wanted to go out with him?
No, dummy, he asked about you. I'm telling you, Alina, this guy is perfect for you. He's cute, funny, manly, literally everything you've ever wanted in a guy. He told me he wants to meet you, and I told him you already met someone, but he's persistent.
Meet me now?
Yeah, if that's not too much of a problem.
I turned around and saw this really tall guy towering over me. Melissa introduced Mario to me and asked if he wanted to have lunch with us. And obviously, he accepted.
So, you're into robotics too? Melissa told me about your family business.
She's into fashion and makeup. Can't you tell by how gorgeous she is? I swear, her eyeliner skills are insane. She could do a perfect wing in 3 seconds. It's basically her superpower.
Gee, thanks, Mel. I hope one day I can save the world with it. And Mario burst out laughing like I'd just cracked the funniest joke on the planet. He even joined us for our study session later and was so pushy with all his friendly questions that I barely got any of my homework done. Thankfully, when I got home, Alan was there to help. While Alan was steady and reassuring, Mario was relentless, and Melissa wasn't helping. She kept insisting he was good for me and started inviting him to everything. The cafeteria, breaks, the library. Mel, I love you, but you've got to stop shipping me with Mario. I'm not interested in him that way.
Then who are you interested in? Alan? Because in that case, why haven't I met him yet?
Because he's not... I think...
Blah, blah, blah. Excuses. Either introduce me to Alan or date Mario.
I knew Melissa wasn't going to let this go. So a couple of days later, I invited her to hang out with me and Alan in the mall. As soon as she saw Alan, her eyes went wild.
Wow, you're cute.
Hello to you too, Melissa. I've heard a lot about you.
Me too. Is he always this formal, Alina?
He's just really polite.
Politeness often leads to respectful conversations, but I can adapt to the tone you prefer.
It's cool.
We wandered around the mall shopping, and Melissa and I got caught up in non-stop laughter over school gossip. After an hour, she realized Alan hadn't picked out anything.
Alan, didn't you see anything you liked yet?
I was waiting for you to finish your conversation.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Well, you can pick something now.
Sure. Alina, what would you like me to wear?
Alan just stood there like a rock, waiting for my command. I awkwardly picked up a pair of blue jeans and a white t-shirt and gave it to him.
Isn't that a little boring?
No, Melissa. If Alina likes this, so do I. It's my job to keep her happy at all times.
I felt a little embarrassed that Alan had shut Melissa down so abruptly. There was really nothing I could do except smile. We just roamed around for a bit before pushing off home, and the next day at school, Melissa told me what she thought of Alan.
Isn't he just weird? He agrees with everything you say. And didn't you see how he shut me down when I was on his side?
He just really cares about me. And maybe it's hard for you to understand because you've only dated jerks.
What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't mean to be harsh, but it's not my fault that most of Melissa's boyfriends were selfish and Alan was kind and thoughtful. The tension lasted all day. And then Mario joined us at lunch. Perfect. He wouldn't stop talking and laughing, and Melissa joined in. My mood was a bit too sour to be part of their merrymaking, so I decided to leave.
Leaving so soon?
Let her be. She's just cranky because of that weird boyfriend of hers.
I felt mad that my best friend would say such a thing in front of someone I barely knew. So I ignored both of them and went home. I decided not to speak to Melissa for some time. But later that day, the doorbell rang, and Melissa walked in.
Hello, Melissa. What brings you here at this hour?
I need to talk to my best friend. Alone.
It's okay, Alan. You can leave us alone. And Alan nodded and left. Once we were alone, Melissa turned to me suspiciously.
Why is this boy always hovering around you? And why is he at your house so late? Your parents don't have a problem?
That's why you came here? To judge me more?
No, I came here to say that Alan's not good for you. He's too intense, and something about the way he talks is creepy. Take it from me, this boy is bad news.
Really? And who's good news? Mario? Who can't read the room and realize we're annoyed and not in the mood for his dumb jokes?
Oh my god, Alina, he was trying to cheer you up. Alan would have probably encouraged you to fight me right there on the cafeteria table.
That's not true. Alan's sweet and kind.
And acts like a freaking bot, unlike Mario, who's human.
Enough with Mario. I'm not interested. How many times do I have to say that? Before Melissa could say another word, Alan walked in looking angrier than I'd ever seen him and grabbed Melissa's arm.
You need to leave now, Melissa.
Let me go.
But Alan just opened the door and escorted her out. I was so angry, I stormed to my room, and Alan walked in right behind me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I don't understand why Mel is so pushy about Mario. Why can't she just let me be? She thinks she's so much better than me because she's been on a million dates, but she conveniently forgets that every single one of them ends in disaster. So maybe she's not as smart as she thinks she is.
If dating is so terrible, why do you want to do it?
Because that's just how it works, Alan. People just want love.
Huh. Interesting.
Ugh, she is so annoying.
Does she bother you that much?
Yes, I don't want her to talk to me ever again. For the next few days, Melissa just ignored me completely. Fine, I didn't care. I had Alan. I spent my breaks texting him, and he was always spot on with his replies. After school, we hung out, but his endless nodding and smiling started to feel empty. I missed Melissa, and I tried apologizing, but she wouldn't respond. We'd fought before, but usually we'd scream at each other, then 5 minutes later, she'd send me a meme and it'd be over. But this felt different. I felt really down one day, so when Alan asked me if I was okay, I simply burst out crying. Melissa just won't talk to me. Yeah, I said some things, but we always say things when we fight. Why is she dragging this out so much?
Because I told her to never speak to you again.
You did what?
I asked Melissa to.
Yeah, I heard that. But why?
You told me you don't want to speak to her again.
Oh my god, Alan! I said that because I was angry. Don't you get that?
I understand, but my system prioritizes your desires above all else. And you said,
I can't believe how stupid I was. Go, and don't come back. Alan looked confused, not moving from his spot.
why?
Why? Do you not understand how serious what you did was?
But that's what you asked for. I did what you wanted. I didn't want to.
Alan, do your job properly. Put my desires above all and just leave me alone.
Understood.
Slowly, Alan stood up and walked away. And now, I was truly alone. I had to talk to someone about this, so I decided to tell Grandma what Alan had done, hoping to get some advice.
Oh, wow. He's smarter than we thought.
Well, his smartness cost me my friendship.
No, darling. You lost your friend because you chose perfection over real human connection. Alan follows your commands because that's what he's designed to do. But you can't expect real people to fit into your world perfectly. You have to meet them halfway.
I know, but Alan's the kind of guy I've always wanted. He's perfect. Like Grandpa is perfect for you. Dad is perfect for Mom. Why can't I have someone like that?
When I started working with your grandpa, he couldn't stand me. Neither could anyone else in the lab. They didn't think women belonged there. It took years to prove myself, and forgiving him was another journey. And your mom was tough to live with. Your dad spent years adjusting to her temperament. We've all struggled, sweetie. No one's perfect. That's what makes us human.
Grandma was right. And the next day at school, I walked into class thinking I'd talk to Melissa and fix things. But seeing her with her new boyfriend only made me more sad. She didn't need me. And I was ready to leave when Mario stepped in my way.
You look sad. Let me guess. Your boyfriend did something again?
I'm not sad. And Alan's not my boyfriend. Not anymore, that's for sure.
Great. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, there's this cute ice cream place that serves the best sundaes. No pressure, but I have a feeling you could use some company right now.
I did need a distraction, so I agreed. And to my surprise, it wasn't so bad. He was funny, sharp-witted, and surprisingly easy to talk to. The more time I spent with Mario, the more I found myself enjoying his company. And I started thinking we could be more than just friends. Until things started to get a little creepy. He kept asking about my grandparents, how they started their business, whether they were still inventing new technology, and if we could visit their labs. And weirdly enough, he was super curious about Alan.
So, is Alan from this town?
Nope.
Then how did you guys meet?
Through my parents.
Do you have some pictures of the two of you? I don't have a social media account, so I haven't really seen how he looks.
Why do you care so much?
I don't. I'm just curious.
Well, if you're so interested in Alan, maybe I can set you two up on a date.
You're funny.
Mario's behavior seemed really off. So one night, I decided to do some online digging. He didn't have any social media accounts, but after some searching, I finally found an old newspaper article. Turns out, Mario's full name was Mario Herman, and he was the future heir of Herman Robotics, the same company Grandma had warned me about. So that's why he was so curious about Alan. He knew he was a robot. That was the only possible explanation. I rushed to the basement. I had to make sure Alan was well guarded now that I knew what Mario was really after. But when I went down, Alan wasn't around. I searched the whole house, even spoke to the servants, but no one had a clue. I was losing my mind when I got a call from Melissa. Melissa?
Hey, come and get your creepy boyfriend. He's in my house forcing me to meet you because your emotional stability is his #1 priority.
Oh my God. Just please sit tight. I'll be right there.
You better, or I will hit him with a frying pan.
I strongly advise against that, Melissa. My exterior casting is tough. Your fry pan will sustain irreparable damage.
You see what I mean? He's crazy.
I immediately rushed to Melissa's house, which was just a few blocks away. I barged into her room, and there, in the middle, stood Alan looking confused. I stepped toward him and reached into my pocket, pulled out the key, and inserted it into the small slot on his back. In an instant, Alan shut down.
What was that? What did you do to him?
Nothing. He's just resting.
That's it. I'm calling the cops.
No, wait! Melissa, let me explain. I told Melissa everything about Alan, how he was a robot and how my grandparents made him for me, and Melissa just looked shocked.
He's a robot? How? He looks so real.
Yes, and I thought I could control him, but clearly I was wrong. But the worst part is Mario. I gave him a chance, but I've just found out he's about to inherit our rival company, Herman Robotics. He was using me to get to Alan. I'm sure of it.
No wonder he was so persistent about meeting you. Ugh, I'm so sorry, Alina. I shouldn't have pushed you so hard to go out with that weirdo.
It's okay. You didn't know. But now, I have a plan, and I need you.
Whatever it is, I'm in.
I gave Melissa a rundown of our plan, and she loved the idea. We needed a boy to help us out, and she convinced her boyfriend to be a part of it. The next day, we got to work. Mask, makeup, colored lenses, and clothes that made Melissa's boyfriend look almost too perfect to be human. Once everything was in place, we set the plan in motion.
Morning, beautiful. Is everything okay?
Not really, no. It's Alan. He wants to get back with me, but I told him that I like you. And now, he's mad. He says he wants to fight you, but I don't think you should. Instead of looking concerned, Mario's smirk only deepened. This was perfect for him. A chance to finally face Alan in person.
You think I'm scared of him? When does he want to meet? I'll be there.
He's waiting for us in the school courtyard. But please, Mario, don't go.
Don't try to stop me.
Mario puffed out his chest and marched toward the courtyard, and I ran after him. As soon as we reached the courtyard, I pointed to the bench where Melissa's boyfriend sat posing as Alan.
I know what you are.
A guy trying to read in peace?
Oh, you think you can fool me, you freak of nature? Get up and fight me. Let's see what's under this sleeve. I bet everyone here would love to see some gears and wires.
Dude, let go.
But Mario kept tugging at his sleeve, trying to rip his shirt. Just then, a big burly guy stepped in. Mario's brother. I recognized him from the newspaper article.
So, this is the robot you were talking about. Looks pretty real to me.
And now he's ours.
They lunged at Melissa's boyfriend, but he broke free and sprinted toward the cafeteria.
Someone call security!
Mario and his brother chased him into the cafeteria, and Melissa and I went running after. Just as we arrived, Mario hurled a chair at Melissa's boyfriend, and it crashed into a vending machine, sending a loud crack through the room. And all the students froze in place. Mario, stop! You're gonna hurt someone!
Someone? Or your precious robot? I know your family's dirty little secret. My family moved me to your school. Herman Robotics is done being second place to you freaks!
Have you lost it completely? He's not a robot!
Shut up, Alina! My parents have been watching you. I know your grandparents developed this robot in their secret lab using illegal technology and named him Alan. You think I was following you around because I liked you? Get real. Listen up, everyone. Alina's family's crazy. They built this life-size robot because their precious little girl is too dumb to find a real boyfriend. And this is just a prototype. They are building an army of robots using illegal tech so one day they would take over the whole town. Let me show you.
With that, Mario marched over to Melissa's boyfriend and started twisting the top of his head like he was trying to open a jar of jam.
Ow, ow, ow!
Hey, that's enough. You're hurting him.
How the heck is that a robot if he's literally bleeding? Cut it out with this dumb joke already!
Mario spun around, ready to yell at that guy, and Melissa's boyfriend seized the opportunity to break free. He stumbled to the ground, wincing in pain. While a group of guys rushed over to help him up, Melissa immediately ran to his side. The entire cafeteria erupted as people started throwing accusations at Mario and his brother. They desperately tried to defend themselves, insisting, over and over, that it was really a robot. But at this point, no one was buying it. Meanwhile, I sent a quick message to the principal explaining what was happening. And minutes later, he walked in followed by 2 police officers.
What's going on here?
Sir, this guy is assaulting my friend. He pushed him and started telling everyone that he's a robot.
That's a lie! Sir, Alina's family has a robot in their basement that looks like a man. They built it using illegal technology. They tricked me into thinking their friend was the robot.
Mario, what nonsense! Do you hear yourself?
You have to believe me.
But the principal asked the officers to arrest Mario and his brother for assault and then kick them off school property.
It's not my fault. Mario's got problems. He's on meds for his head.
I'm not crazy. This whole school is insane.
I hesitantly walked over to Melissa and her boyfriend, a little worried. What if I went too far? What if he actually got hurt? But before I could say anything, Melissa turned to me with a very weird look on her face.
Alina? I don't think this is my boyfriend.
Excuse me? What now? Melissa's boyfriend lifted his head and looked right at me. Now that I was this close, I could clearly see no wig, no contacts. It was Alan himself. Alan? But you were in pain. We all saw it.
Was it convincing? I tried to use everyday language that a teenager would use to fit in, but my calculations suggested I may have overestimated the appropriate pain response. As for the blood, I synthesized it myself and applied it to my hand.
Why are you here?
After you returned me to the lab last night and your grandparents started me up again, someone attempted to hack into my system multiple times. They failed, of course, but based on this, I deduced that their real target was either you or your family. Upon further research, I identified the source, Herman Robotics. More specifically, Mario Herman. And I know you don't want to see me anymore, but I was worried about you. I wanted to protect you, Alina.
Melissa was gazing at Alan with literal sparkles in her eyes, like he was a puppy who had just successfully learned his first trick. I was feeling a little emotional too. How can he be capable of feeling or wanting something? Out of literally nowhere, Melissa's actual boyfriend appeared, out of breath and looking frantic.
I'm here! I made it in time, right? I couldn't get the contact lenses in by myself. What?
I dropped Alan back home and gave my grandparents the full rundown of what happened with Mario and his brother. Naturally, they were furious, but keeping Alan's true identity a secret was more important. So they decided not to go to the police.
Well, at least Alan was there to protect you. I wonder how he got that idea.
That's what was weird. Alan said he was worried about me. He wanted to protect me.
I can erase my progress if you're not happy with it. But personally, I kind of like to keep it.
No, Alan. Sweetie, absolutely not. This is a scientific breakthrough. Do you realize how big this is? This is Nobel Prize material.
After that, Alan practically lived in the lab. Grandma and Grandpa's greatest project. He became family, loved by all. I missed having him to myself, but I had bigger problems, like surviving Melissa's matchmaking.